Ja'Mari, what are you looking forward to, these events coming up?
Just going out there and representing my team. This is the first time I've ever been to nationals, indoor, outdoor in college, so I'm just going out there and do as best I can as a Mizzou athlete and just showing everybody what we can do.
I didn't actually know it was your first time. What does it mean to kind of make your first time to these events?
I'm actually really happy with myself because it's been a lot of injuries and ups and downs these past few years. The past year I've been here, and for me to just work through all of that and actually make it this time, but I didn't make it the past few last year, it means a lot to me and shows how much work we put in this year.
How frustrating was it last year when you had to sit out with your injury at outdoors?
It was really frustrating because the injury wasn't super serious as the other ones that I've ever had, but it was something that I had to let heal or it would just keep bugging me for the years to come. So that probably was the most frustrating thing about it, but just at least watching everybody else practice and cheering them on, it made it a lot better than just having to keep doing treatment for it and not being able to watch stuff. So.
Was that a foot injury outdoors, ankle?
It was my hamstring.
Okay. Well, what's it like? Obviously, you got top 10 marks on the high school, all time in the U.S. for long jump and triple jump, and you go to World Juniors, after your senior year of high school, and even last year, you win the Pan Am Junior Games. But it's taken you a year and a half to get to your first NCAA championship. What's the thoughts and feelings as you head in, and what has your brother given you any advice after his All-American finishes there at his previous experience there?
Yeah, he gave me a lot of advice towards how I think about things and eating better and just basically growing up from being taking it seriously and thinking of it as a job is something that I really want to do, because in high school I would just practice and eat whatever I want and not really worry about it, but here you have to treat your body every day, you have to eat right, you have to actually come to practice ready to get better every single day instead of just going through the motions like I used to. So it's just been a change for me getting used to having to come to practice get all every single day instead of just coasting through it some days.
What did you think of how SECs went for you?
I think it went great despite me not winning, because this is the first meet I've ever been to where I've gotten 6 marks without fouling a single jump. And that's a huge improvement for me because every time I jump, it's like something different goes wrong or I do something differently, but this time I was really consistent and I could hit the board like I wanted to. So other than that, nothing. That was a great meet for me, I feel like, personally.
In New York, your first meet was your first ever indoor meet, and you fouled all 3 of your attempts. What do you think happened there, and how have you adjusted since then?
It was me trying to figure everything out myself instead of listening to what my coach was saying. A lot of times me and him talking, he tells me what to do and I do it, but at the same time, something in the back of my head telling me to do this differently or change something myself instead of just listening to what he says. And since then, I just do what he says and let him change everything instead of me trying to do it on my own. So it's me growing up and learning to trust everyone else and trust what he has to say.
What are the differences jumping indoor compared to outdoor?
Indoor, there's a lot less space. That's really it, honestly. A lot of times when I triple jump, I don't have enough room for my approach, so I have to shorten it or something like that. Outdoor, you just have the entire runway to do what you want, and it's a lot easier to jump farther outdoor.
How's the international experience kind of helped you going into a big meet like this?
It just shows me that every meet is just a regular track meet. No meet, it seems like now that I've gone to the international meets, no meet is ever as big as any other track meet. Everything's the same. The venue's just different and you just jump against different people. It's the exact same thing every time.
And what's kind of the goal going into this NCAA meet?
My goal is to win. Just show everybody what Mizzou can do and just get a first place for Mizzou. So.
What are you working on right now in practice to try to make that happen?
Right now, I'm just staying healthy and making sure I don't aggravate anything on my body. That's the only thing we're really working on right now, leading up to it. Just make sure I stay healthy and compete to the best of my abilities, because a lot of times I go to these big meets and there's something wrong with me, like my hamstring or my ankle. So this whole week we've just been making sure that I'm going to be healthy for the track meet.
So So do you kind of like ease off of things heading into big meets, or do you work hard? I know in some sports it's different where you rest a little bit going into these meets. Is that kind of how it is with track?
Yeah, for me personally, I have to back off a little bit when it's approaching meet time because my body can't really handle the hard work like right before track meet. So me and my coach have been working a really good schedule on the work. Like when it's the week of the meet, we just get a high intensity workout, which isn't really that strain on my body, so I can still get the workout, but it's not really pounding on me like some of the other workouts.
Gotcha.
Last couple questions, these two.
What are some of the specific things that you said, your coach tells you to do something, but in the back of your mind, you want to do something differently? What specifically is that, like your takeoff putter? Obviously, that would be a big thing, but.
So if I foul by about maybe a half a foot, he tells me to move back a foot. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to run harder, so I'm going to move back a foot and a half instead of that foot. And my run is either going to be completely different, I'm still going to foul, or I'm going to be behind the board more than I should be because I didn't listen to him. It's just little things like that where I try to adjust it instead of just listening to him.
So go ahead.
Is that the biggest cue he gives you, or is it maybe something about the plant or drive? When you look over him after jump, what's the biggest thing that he's? Is it about your takeoff, or is it plant or speed or drive?
Usually it's my takeoff. If it's not my run through, it's my takeoff. How I drive my knee on the takeoff. It's either those two things. And on the takeoff, I'm really good at listening to him. But at the runway, like my runway, it's just I don't know. I have a hard time. I had a hard time listening completely to him and trusting him completely. But now that I've worked with him for so long, it's really easy to do now. So.
And do you ever like to get the crowd involved and then start a clap as you get ready for a jump, or are you so in your head that you block all that stuff out?
It just depends on the meet. Usually I'm so in my head I don't like to hear I don't really hear anything. But if it's a really high intensity track meet and everyone's doing it and it's really exciting, I usually like to get them involved just because it gets me more excited.
And what do you prefer? What's more fun, the triple jump or the long jump?
I love the triple jump more than long jump, but I haven't been able to triple jump lately, so it's a little sad, but it's what it is.